So what a horrible, horrible game we witnessed last night. The Jaguars went out here on Thursday Night Football hoping to kind of showcase to the world what we were kind of showing against the Indianapolis Colts and the Tennessee Titans, but the Jaguars go out there and lay a complete thud out there, losing to the Miami Dolphins, the 0-2 Miami Dolphins at that, by a score of 31-13. So Dolphins improved to 1-2 while the Jaguars dropped to 1-2. So they're evened up in that aspect. So, one thing I've really said in a lot of my videos, I basically been saying, like, with the Jaguars, they know how to really get your hopes up. And then once you get your hopes up, just leave it crashing down. A lot of us had our hopes up after the Indianapolis Colts game, after we went out there and beat the Colts, one of the AFC South favorites. And then, Jaguars win. And then the following week, the Jaguars lose to the Titans in a pretty impressive fashion. I mean, a lot of the Jaguar fans, were feeling even better after the Titans game, even though that we lost. And then we go out there, and the Jags were a 3-point favorite in this Dolphins game, and just horrible, horrible, horrible game. I mean, Fitzpatrick went out there, and just the first 3 drives just slowly led the team to touchdowns. They were out 21-7 against the Jaguars, and the defense was just awful. I mean, and a lot of people are kind of asking, saying, hey, we need to go out there and get Earl Thomas. We need to go out there and, get Clinton Dix. Well, with this defense, there's nothing that the Jaguars can do this year to fix this defense. It's because there are just so many really holes on this defense, man. I mean, the defensive line can't get any pressure. The secondary is not doing a very good job covering anybody, and the Jaguars just need another draft to really fix this defense, and then maybe next year spend some money in free agency, because this year, there's nothing out there. There's nothing we can do right now to really help improve this defense. There's multiple things that the Jaguars need to do, starting with a few pieces on the defensive line and then kind of fixing the secondary a little bit. So the defense, just a pitiful performance, man. Fitzpatrick went 18 for 20, 160 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. So that's a 90% completion percentage for Ryan Fitzpatrick, and he was just. And the thing is, it's not even that Ryan Fitzpatrick was really super impressive this game. I mean, you go out there, Phillip Rivers would have done the same thing. Ryan Tannehill would have done the same thing. Next week when we play Joe Burrow, he would do the same exact thing Fitzpatrick did. And, the Jaguars just giving it to them, man. The Jaguars are providing no pass rush whatsoever. And the secondary isn't doing a very good job covering anybody. And, even Fitzpatrick in the run game, man. Fitzpatrick, we let this the guy on the bad end of his 30s rushed for 38 rushing yards, man, and a touchdown. The Jaguars just could not do anything to slow down the Miami Dolphins offense, as they went out there and put up 21 points on us in the first half. 3 straight consecutive touchdowns, and this all these conversions, man, we couldn't stop them. The only thing that we could really do to stop them was get a holding penalty and really force them behind the sticks, man. It wasn't very good on the Jaguars' defensive side of things. And then you look at it, man, the offense did not do very well. Outside of LeBron James Robinson, the Jaguars' offense did not do very well. And, it all started really before the game when DJ Chark was declared out. And, that really hurt us, because the Miami Dolphins are a team that plays a lot of man coverage. And really, DJ Chark at this point is the only player that can really beat man-to-man coverage, that can win 50-50 balls. And we were definitely missing that as a part of our defense, or a part of our offense. And then even having DJ Chark out there, it makes the defense line up different, because they were out there loading the box on us. Usually when DJ Chark is out there, he demands the defense's best cornerback, and then he also brings over some safety help out here. Then the Jaguars just without him, I mean, we don't have anyone that can win one-on-one battles. I mean, Laviska Shenault is nice, but he's more of a wide receiver 2, catch the ball in traffic, get some yards after the catch type of guy. I know I had somebody message me before the game about, hey, we have Chris Conley. He can do some things, but Chris Conley, he's proved throughout his career that he is not a DJ Chark, and then he had a really bad game, man. I mean, he had on the first drive, he had a really, really bad drop that on a third down that later, I think it was a second down, I don't know. But it forced the Jaguars to eventually punt the ball. And then You also had him drop a deep ball that was, he made a good adjustment getting back to the ball, but the ball was right in his lap and he dropped it. And then, after that, I mean, the Jaguars were pretty much out of it, and just not a good game from Chris Conley. Minshew was again looking flustered out there in the pocket. It wasn't a good day for Minshew at all, and it sucks because this is prime time, and he was 30 for 42, 275 yards and an interception, and he just he was scrambling around the pocket, just couldn't find anything. Leaving the pocket early, he's getting the jitters around the pocket, and there were some balls mailing on him. He wasn't sure about a lot of the throws that he made. And, I'm telling you guys, man, like, not DJ Chark, having him, like, it's not like having him would have helped the Jaguars, would have made us win the game. But, man, like, his presence, and especially against a team that plays man-on-man coverage, losing him, that was huge, man. Not having DJ Chark was huge for this offense. And, we needed that guy that would be able to beat these guys, in man-to-man coverage, and that aspect just wasn't there. And it's overall disappointing, man. The Jaguars, I mean, we were hoping we could get this game because, if the Jaguars want to have any, playoff spot, I mean, no disrespect to the Miami Dolphins, but you got to beat the Dolphins. And the Jaguars went out there and just got completely schooled by them. And at this point, we can't really rely on this team to win any games. I mean, who's to say we should go out there and beat the Bengals? I mean, look at what all these other quarterbacks have been doing against us. You don't think Joe Burrow's going to come out here and tear apart this defense? I mean, it's one thing, man. This defense, Gardner Minshew just isn't able to play with a lead. I mean, we had to really rely on the offensive score in every single drive to really stay competitive, and it's a horrible recipe for success, man. And then, I will say, like, I like the games out of, Keelan Cole had a good game. He caught some good balls. James Robinson, obviously, man, he was, he had 11 rushing attempts for 46 yards, 2 touchdowns on the game, and he also tacked on 6 receptions for 83 yards. The dude is just a stud, and it's so crazy good that we were able to get him. But other than that, man, I mean, the offensive line could not protect Minshew. We had Cam Robinson get ejected from this game. We had our new Brandon Wright, the new kicker that came in for Josh Lambo. He missed an extra point. So, I mean, it was just a mess all across the board. I mean, Todd Wash, just a horrible defense coordinator. It was getting really, really frustrating because, we want the Jaguars to blitz, but every time they blitz, they just telegraph the blitz, man. Like, whenever we blitz, we're gonna put the linebacker up on the line of scrimmage, and he goes, and all the offensive line has to do is like account for him and just block him, man. The best types of blitzes are ones that I think where you're gonna line up and act like you're going to to defend the tight end or whatever, and instead of that, they just rush through the one of the gaps and had to catch the offensive line off guard. None of that this game, man. Every blitz was telegraphed. We had one blitz that came super delayed, and I think it was Miles Jack was like 8 yards out the line of scrimmage. It's like, even on a full out sprint, he wasn't there fast enough for Fitzpatrick to give it up. And I don't know, it was just a rough game. Even CJ Henderson had a rough game. He had a mental blunder early on where he didn't touch a guy down. But I mean, just a embarrassing performance. And at this point, the Jaguars, this is the team that we expected the Jaguars to be, maybe a little bit better on offense. But, you guys can see, man, I mean, even I look at it and we like our receiving core, but really what we need in the receiving core, we need another receiver like a Stephon Diggs type or a, Jamar Chase type, somebody just a speedster, that can win, really good route runner that can beat the guys over the top, because we have DJ Chark, a true number one, a guy that can really go up there and get it. Laviska Shenault's a great slot guy. He's great yards after the catch, but we just need that one more receiver, and I think that group will be complete. But, the Jaguars, kind of the team we expected them to be. It was just an embarrassing performance, especially when, a lot of Jaguar fans really thought we were going to win this game, but, we go out there and throw a dud out there on Thursday Night Football in front of everybody. Lucky for me, I started James Robinson in all 4 of my fantasy leagues, so I'm out to a good start there. But, other than that, man, we got 10 days to marinate on this before we play the Bengals. And, that game, I'm not feeling very good about it just because, I mean, how can you feel good, man? The defense just can't stop anybody, and we're relying on our offense to, do a lot of things, never play with a lead, and, and all that stuff, but it's whatever. Huge shout out to Dolphins. They played a hell of a game. I thought Flores had a really good defensive game, man. I mean, every single play they were showing blitz, and then they were only really rushing 4 or 3 at a time, and it's I mean, when you have DJ Chark, they trusted their defensive backs to beat the wide receivers one-on-one, and that's exactly what they did. So the Jaguars lose this one 31-13. Jaguars drop to 1-2, and it's got to get better. I mean, there's not going to be any personnel help come in, so we got to work with what we got. And this is, at the end of the day, a rebuild. We have 2 picks in the first round next year, 2 picks in the second round next year. I don't want to talk about draft, but that's the reality of the team right now, man. So thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you guys thought of the game down below, and go Jag.